What's up, YouTube? In today's video, we'll be doing a makeover on my hallway bathroom vanity. The twist to this is, we'll be using spray paint and some leftover pieces from a previous project. This is an easy DIY that anyone can do at home, so stay tuned. So heads up, a lot of these clips are gonna have voiceovers because during the day in my house, it gets very noisy. To begin this project, I'm going to remove the drawers and the doors as space is limited in the bathroom. After that, we're going to clean all of the surfaces to prepare for sanding. Once all the surfaces are sanded, we'll be priming all of the surfaces so we can get an even coat of our paint.
Hi, YouTube.
So unfortunately, I ran out of sandpaper for my small sander, so I'm going to use 240 by hand. We're going to sand all the surfaces on the outside and these inner surfaces here, because these are where we're going to be putting paint. So let's get to it. So we have all our surfaces sanded, well, the flat surfaces that is. And now we have to move on to our doors and our drawers. Lots of fun. I'm gonna go get some sandpaper for my hand sander and we'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna take apart our doors real quick, but I did find a 220 sanding pad for my little sander, and it shouldn't take us too much time to sand these doors. I'm gonna do front and back. So let's get started with taking the hinges and the knobs out. All right, so our sander isn't gonna get in the corners, so I'm gonna use the same sanding pads that we were using earlier to do those, and on the opposite side, these inside edges and these intricate pieces here. All right, so I'm gonna clean these off and I'm gonna hit them with the first layer of primer, and we're gonna let them dry for a few hours, if not overnight. Meanwhile, I'm going to work on the drawer faces and get them to the same point. just have this moistened with a all-purpose cleaner, just so we can get the dust off. Been shaking the primer up for about a minute now, and this is what we're going to be using. Cover Stain oil-based primer. Sorry, the lighting's not that great. Hold on, let me see. That should be a little better. So this is great to block stains. So just in case I didn't get everything sanded off, as you can see, there's light spots and there's dark spots still. This should cover everything. So we're going to do 2 light coats of this. We'll be all set. So that's the first coat of the Zinsser Cover Stain, and we'll be back shortly. All right, day 2, and as you can see, our drawer fronts and our doors have dried, and I got a little ahead of myself and I painted our paint on this door. We're using a charcoal gray. It wasn't really the color that I wanted, but with the supply that we have in our stores, that's what I went with. It was the closest thing to what I wanted. So I'm gonna put you guys down on the tripod, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray all of these real quick. So let's get to it. So back in the bathroom at the base of the vanity, we have everything sanded, and I started taping off where I don't want to get paint, and the rails I started taping off. So the last thing I'm going to tape off are these small white corner pieces that the drawers slide on. Then I'm going to wipe off the excess dust, and we're going to get painting, well, priming I should say. So I'm going to get you down back on the tripod. All right, our layer of primer is on. It's going on pretty good. It's been sitting for an hour, so now we are ready to put on our color. And if you've been paying attention in the background, our color is actually back there. You can't tell what it is, but once we get it sprayed and put on, you shall see. So, here we go. So we've got our paint on, and as of right now, all I have to do is unmask everything, and we're gonna let it dry for a few hours. So, unmasked. So let me grab this. We've got some overspray in a couple of areas that I'm gonna touch up. There, down there. Don't mind the kids in the background, please. These areas are very rarely seen because the drawers cover them. And in the middle, that centerpiece can be replaced. So I'm not worried about the overspray on the inside, but for the most part, the paint looks way better than the old oak. So we're gonna let this dry for a couple of hours, and the doors are currently drying as well. When everything is dry, we'll be back for reassembly. All right, so before we get to our dried pieces, we're gonna talk about hardware. Obviously this is the old hinge and the old knob. I'm gonna be using these brushed nickel knobs and hinges. And what I learned from a previous project is these are sold with this angle here. They're all different. You can have a 90, you can have a 45, they can be straight. So these in particular are 45 degrees, which are, come to find out, the most rare. So I had to special order these from a previous project, which was my kitchen. I painted all my kitchen cabinets over and redid them. So I had hinges left over and knobs left over. So that's what we're going to be using. These, well, this is the finished dried, one of the drawer fronts. Looks really good. Still has a grain in it, which I like. And let me get to the doors. And the doors, same thing. Both doors are dried. Let them dry overnight. Ready to go. The rest of the drawer faces. So we are going to be putting everything together once I clean up the base in the bathroom, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna start assembly of the drawers. I did number them, so you can kind of see number 5. So let me grab drawer number 5 and we'll get to assembling. And that's it. Our transformation is complete. Everything's painted. Let me get you guys off the tripod. And as we can see, fix this focus. As we can see, I just have to clean everything off with my fingerprints, but total brand new look. So that'll be it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.